Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Look, the difficulty in announcing big boxing bouts, it boils down to money. And I think we're seeing that now. You know, when you look at the fights that we want to see, some of the fights that we're seeing, and you see the struggles of getting those fights across the finish line. When I'm talking about the finish, I'm talking about the contracts. You look at the issue, for example, let's talk about Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora recently, right? Look at the mess between trying to make a fight with Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora. Now, in my opinion, that should have been straightforward. Derek Chisora takes whatever Tyson Fury gives him. Simple. There's no need to sit here and talk. But Derek Chisora, he wanted more than what really he was worth. The man was looking for $5, $6, $7, $8 million. Tyson Fury was like, nah, you take this couple million and that's it. So anyway, that falls apart. Tyson Fury starts talking about fighting AJ. He starts talking about fighting Otto Wallen. He starts talking about fighting Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. He starts talking about fighting Barack Obama, right? He starts talking about fighting everybody else. Come back full circle. He fights his boy Derek Chisora. But you look at the fact that the fight really was a joke, right? But it just shows you that everyone is consumed with getting paid. Even the guys who don't have that kind of value. You're telling me Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora will come across stumbling blocks for making a damn deal? And then we're sitting here acting surprised that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence can't sort things out? You're talking about how back in the day, Pacquiao and Mayweather couldn't sort things out? You're talking about Ryan Garcia and Tank? They agree on the first fight. There was some stumbling blocks with the purse. Now going into a rematch about who's going to get promoting rights and everything. It all boils down to money, right? But you can't tell me right now, when you look at Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, we're talking about money, right? Look at the latest developments with Deontay Wilder. Now, to me, he has nothing to prove. No need to. What Deontay Wilder came into boxing to do, he's done. Everyone in his family is set. His kids, everyone's set for the next few generations. Retire. But no, he wants to get, he's at 6, he wants 5 more fights. But the problem right now with Deontay Wilder is money. Now, I'm going to ask you all, because we're just having a conversation. Make sure you like and subscribe and consider donating to the channel, right? We're just having a conversation. Do you think Deontay Wilder deserves more than $3 to $4 million a fight? That's just a question. I'm not saying he deserves more. I'm not saying he deserves less. But what I'm telling you is he got spoiled on those Tyson Fury fights. The man had 3 fights with Tyson Fury. The man made real money with Tyson Fury. I'll put it to you this way, right? If I'm working in a position, I'm making $100,000 a year, and I decide I want to take a job somewhere else, and I go to another company, and submit my resume, they like my resume, they want to have a conversation. Well, what are you looking at in pay? And I say, hey, I'm looking about, 100 to 110,000. And they say, nah, we understand what you made in your last position, but we'll give you $25,000 a year. I'm gonna be like, man, you better get your ass out of here. That doesn't work out. But the thing is, when you look and find out at the position that I was doing, I was working for my father-in-law, who was overpaying me, and he was doing that because it's his own business and it's a tax write-off. But I come out here now and thinking, because I got spoiled, I'm thinking I could just walk into another job doing similar kind of work, but I don't quite have the right dancing partner with me, a father-in-law, to make sure I get that kind of money. And then reality hits me like, nah, you bring something to the table, but it's only worth $25,000. And I think that's what happened with Deontay Wilder. It's like, look, you bring something to the table, but boss, you're not worth $40 million. You're not worth $25 million. You need the right dancing partner. You had Tyson Fury. You need to find the right dancing partner if you really want to get your pay-per-view numbers up and get your fight purse to increase. Because what we're seeing with Deontay Wilder is the reality of what his situation has probably always been. PBC just doesn't have the money over there. Now, what I will tell you, and this is where I think Errol Spence and Terence Crawford need to be paying attention. Deontay Wilder walked away from over a $100 million deal, a 3-fight deal for Anthony Joshua. And I get it. I understand. Those Eddie Hearn, those guys at the Zone with Shirley Finkel, they weren't very transparent. They didn't treat them with the respect and professionalism that they deserve. Shirley Finkel pulled chalks because they weren't sure what kind of money Anthony Joshua was going to make. However, I'm sure when Deontay Wilder looks back, he won't come out and say this to the public. I'm sure he's looking back and saying, damn, it was for the undisputed distinction. Maybe he should have took that $100 million across 3 fights. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to say this. Not all money is good money. You know, let's be real. It's not. But when you're in a position that he's in now where he's like, you got these guys over here at PBC, they're trying to pay him on a curve. Remember, I did a video about that. But what I think this is a good lessons learned moment here. Crawford came to Spence. He came to Spence and said, and this is the problem with it, right? He said, hey, look, I've got somebody. They'll give us $25 million apiece, $50 million total. I'm coming to Spence like a brother, brother to brother. And I was just trying to look out for us as brothers. But didn't want to have the transparency. Similar situation. Spence wants to know about the back end, wants to know about X, Y, and Z. But the situation's kind of similar. Crawford brought some money to the table, right? Doesn't matter if you believe him or not. The fact, let's just keep the conversation within that. He brought some money to the table. Had somebody going to give it to those guys as guarantees. $25 million guarantees. Fell apart. Deontay Wilder's going to get a $100 million guarantee for 3 fights. So in my opinion, if Crawford and Spence are really talking behind the scenes right now, as is rumored, right? If there's truth to that, I hope there's someone, maybe that fly on the wall could come off the wall and land on one of they right in their nostril and and zoom all up in their nose and make them miserable to get their attention and say, look, don't be like Deontay Wilder. You guys out here fooling around over money. If someone's going to give you a guarantee of 25, 30 million, what are we doing sitting here talking about back end? When you're looking at guys like Canelo, you're looking at the Jake Pauls, and I hate to bring up Jake Paul, but he's a draw. You look at everyone out there, everyone's struggling to hit that $1 million in pay-per-view sales. I mean, if they're struggling, we understand what you guys bring to the table as the 2 top 147 pounders. We get it. But people just don't want to spend their money. It is what it is, man. Has nothing to do with, Crawford's not entertaining. Spence isn't entertaining. No, people don't want to spend their damn money. It's a recession out here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can get a Fire Stick or illegally stream it. Look at what's going on over there with the Zone. Matter of fact, look at what's going on with PBC. You guys remember when PBC first came to the sport, it was supposed to be boxing, just on regular cable network. It's supposed to be free. Supposed to reinvigorate the boxing community. We get free boxing on TV like back in the day. We could watch it on CBS and on different cable networks, man. The Rands, the Camacho, the Sugar Ray Leonards, right? All that PBC shit went out the window too, didn't it? They pay-per-viewing the hell out of everybody. It's not just the Zone. Remember with PBC? They had all the guys come out, the lineup. Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, the Charlos. They all came out in them suits. Half of them pants were too small. You see their ankles, some of them you see their shin bone. Y'all remember that? So something between 2015 time frame to now, something happened. Let me tell you, you take a look at stuff like David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. These guys were able to make the fight. You know what? You know why they were able to make that fight? I'm going to tell you. Benavidez, this isn't about what his father and them said, right? I'm going to try my best not to even touch on that. But the man said he don't care about the money. He just want to prove he's the best. I'm sure Benavidez didn't, and Caleb Plant, it wasn't hard to make that deal over money. And see, and that's how these guys, that's the mentality you have to have. It take a $1 million. You know, PBC, most of these promoters, they can work with that. These two guys, they're studs, man, in the division. Oh, what you guys want? Oh, they okay with shit? Man, hey, we can give them a guarantee of $750,000. You know, Plant 1.5, David Benavidez maybe $500,000, $750,000. And then we'll sit here and say, wait, and we'll give you some of this pay-per-view. We'll pay him on the curb. And then they both, maybe Plant makes $3 million at the most, Benavidez makes 1.5 or something, or 1. That's no real money. But they were able to get that fight off the ground. Now you got the matchup of the number 2s, the number 2 and 3 at 168 pounds getting busy. Because Canelo's the number 1. Then you look at what's coming up again. Brandon Figueroa against Mark Magsayo. Solid fights. No issues over purse there. Because they don't have these lofty expectations. These are guys where these promoters don't have to pay them on a curb. They just give them a little flat, whatever. Deal done. Like they're not worried about it. You look at Nayu Inu and Stephen Fulton. This is the secret right now. You got to do like Fulton. Go overseas and get your money. Because over here stateside, man, they ain't paying. You go to Vegas, you figure, why wouldn't they have all these boxing matches in Vegas? Vegas is where the money is. The most money for the live gate, et cetera, et cetera. It's crazy if you ask me. Go over there to the UK. See how much more money you make fighting a fighter from the UK. Because of the live gate. People come out to support it. And look at what Eddie Hearn's doing. This is my question. Why isn't Al Haymon and PBC? Why aren't they doing this? Because they got that agreement with Showtime. Why can't they go out there and arrange for fighters to fight over there in Saudi Arabia? Arrange for fighters to fight in Australia? Why aren't they putting in the lead work? Eddie Hearn is out here, setting up shop everywhere. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I agree with everything Eddie Hearn's doing, but he's making sure that he's able to pay his fighters. He's making sure these countries are willing to put up money. You look at Tyson Fury and Usyk. Money issue. The fools should be fighting in Saudi Arabia. You guys know that, right? They're not fighting in Saudi. Because Tyson Fury wants this exorbitant amount of money. The Saudis are like, look, we have money. We're willing to pay you, but we're not dumb. We're not going to overpay you. Tyson Fury really went out there looking for the 500 million. That fool was out there looking for the 500 million pounds, not even US. What the hell's wrong with Tyson Fury? Let me tell you, those people out there with all those billions and trillions of dollars, man, they're not dumb. There's no one in boxing that can go and command that kind of money. Yo, let me get 250 million. Even if you're a global superstar, who the hell's going to give you that much for one fight? Let me tell you, those Floyd Mayweather days are over. It's crazy. Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. That fight right there, that's a big deal. But I'm telling you, I'll be very curious to find out what kind of money Ryan Garcia is making and Tank is making. I'm talking about their guarantees. Very curious because Tank's not making no $5 million guarantees. Tank's guarantees are like maybe $500,000 to maybe $2 million now. 1.5 right now it's probably going between $1 million and maybe 2.5. Maybe, like I said, but I know 1 million for sure, up to 1.5, 2, maybe 2.5, but going into the Ryan Garcia fight, I'm not sure what he's going to get paid, but I think it won't be nothing less than a guarantee of 1 million. And then you got to see the live gate, who gets that, how they split that up, endorsement deals, etc. And there's all kind of little money under the table. And then, the pay-per-view proceeds, how they split all that up. But at the end of the day, when the dust settles, I don't believe Tank's walking away with no 20 million. So if there's an opportunity for someone to get a $25 million guarantee, to me, especially the way things are going right now in boxing, these guys need to figure it out. And that's what's making it so difficult. Everyone wants money. Everybody sees what Floyd made. Some people are watching Joshua. I know for a fact Deontay Wilder's watching Joshua. I know that for a fact. I don't have to have anybody tell me that. And you can't tell me, just like we're having a conversation, that Deontay Wilder's not sitting there with him and Malik Scott are talking, or his close associates. Even when they took it to Shirley Finkel and Al Heyman and PBC and said, look, how is Anthony Joshua making 30, 40 million a fight or more, and I can't even get a damn $5 million guarantee? That's what Deontay Wilder's trying to wrap his head around. I think he needs to make a move. You look at what Edgar Berlanga's doing. I personally think he's throwing his career away, but I think it's a good move if he's going to do it, to go over to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn will put him in a few fights. He'll fight. He should win. I think he loses if he fights Diego Pacheco, the 6'5", 168-pounder, who's training under Jose Benavidez Sr. I just think that's just a horrible style matchup for Berlanga. But anyway, Eddie Hearn may not put him in with him. He can let him get some wins and then, try to line up the Canelo fight. Berlanga will go probably make $20 million, and then he'll be sailing off into the sunset. But it is what it is. If these guys want to make real money, they're going to have to sit here, man, and make a decision on what they're going to do going forward. Because it's ridiculous that you got these guys like a Fulton who will go over to Japan. He'll get his money, no issue. It's not even about money to him. He just wants to prove that he can beat anyway. I just think that's easier said than done. But he's getting paid decent money. But he's got to go overseas to get it. But any of these fighters who aren't able to go overseas to get that real money, they got to sit here and fight stateside. They're going to struggle. It's going to be difficult to make these fights and get the big boxing bouts announced because the kind of money these guys are wanting. It's frustrating. I keep hearing about, Showtime and, they're making cuts to certain budgets and, the part of the cut is going to, be losing some, cutting into boxing. And then Steven Espinoza says, no, boxing won't be affected. But, you hear so much stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know. I hear PBC is going under. Look, I'm going to tell you, I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of people saying things. I think they look into it. But, that's healthy for some people to look into it. But when you get guys coming out here saying this is fact and this isn't, that's the problem. I'm telling you, I don't know. But one thing I do know, and I'll say this, I believe, and I'm going to say this as a fact, is I think Errol Spence and Crawford, if a $25 million guarantee comes their way, they need to really look at it. But I don't think Errol Spence can do it because of his relationship and his agreement with Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? They need to look at that. I mean, you guys, let's be honest. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, if they were to fight, you really think when the dust settles, both of them are going to take home more than $25 million apiece? I mean, let's just be real. So that's all I'm saying, man. And if they are, somebody leave it in the comments. Don't just say, yeah, could make up to $100 million apiece. You don't know what you're talking about, Hood. Okay, when you write that, break it down and explain how the hell Terence Crawford and Errol Spence can each make over $25 million apiece with what's going on right now. Don't come give me a bunch of BS. I understand some of it is just, made up numbers, but at least try to make them as realistic as possible. But I have a feeling someone hopefully with some sense will sit back and look at Spence and Crawford and say, hey, maybe we should really listen to what this guy Crawford was saying about this person with the $25 million guarantee. For each of you all, $50 million. They're taking the risk. They should look at that. Because don't end up like Deontay Wilder. Don't end up like Wilder right now. You know what I'm saying? The fact that there's a possibility that if Usyk doesn't want to budge on the 50-50 split with Tyson Fury, right? Because they're fighting in the UK now. But Usyk and his team don't want to budge. Tyson Fury wants more than 50-50. Usyk says, go to Hollywood if you want to make that kind of money. There's a chance the fight won't happen over money. Difficulty in announcing big boxing bouts over money. The fact that Wilder and Fury, supposedly the teams are talking for Wilder to slide in and fight Fury, yeah, that should tell y'all something. Wilder Fury 4 in the UK. Let me tell y'all something, man. Pay attention. You look at Andy Ruiz. I feel sorry for him. My boy can't get a fight for nothing, man. He would sit there and made that Anthony Joshua money, took on all these depreciating assets, and he out here just praying to God somebody will fight him so he can make his little 1 million, 1.5 million. So he can go back and just, remain afloat for another 1 or 2 years. It's crazy. Even back in the day, he didn't see all these issues, but the money was there. I tend to believe if Don King and Bob Arum were the only two guys controlling boxing, fighters would be getting paid. Don King would be getting paid too, but fighters would be getting paid. It's crazy, man. But that being said, I'm going to leave it as that, man. These fights are intriguing. Even the fact that there's these rumored money issues. Adrian Broner came out talking today about how he didn't get paid for his last 6 fights, and sounds like he may owe Al Heyman money. Al Heyman had him on a payment plan. Something's wrong about something just seems off. But it's all still intriguing. It's still very intriguing. Makes me wonder what exactly is going on. But that being said, y'all keep cool. Let's just pay attention to what's going on out here. With these fighters, look, there's no ducks. Some guys may make some duck moves, but they do it because of the money. Teofimo Lopez, that man did not want to fight Regis. He wanted to fight Josh Taylor, which is still a damn near impossible fight for him to win, in my opinion. But he can probably get a little more money out there in the UK. But that was a duck move, not going to fight Regis. But, you can kind of understand that going after, both the fights are risky, but a less risky fight. I hate to refer to Josh Taylor as make it sound like he's an easier fight. He's not. But I understand that everyone's chasing money. Everybody wants the Canelo payday. Everybody wants dough, man. You remember everybody used to call Danny Garcia a cherry pick because his dad was like, why? These guys are undefeated. Why would they fight each other right now? Fight, get their money. See, that's when all the money was over there at PBC. And they were paying them guys under the table too. See, that's stuff y'all don't know about. That's a fact. I'm not making that up. Whatever the guarantee was, 3-4 million, then they get another couple million under the table. There was all kind of craziness going on. But everybody ain't happy no more because they can't do that. So things going on. But that being said, y'all keep cool. More to come on all this. Yo, man, donate to the channel, man. Hit that like button, subscribe. Y'all keep safe. I'm in the breeze.